Never do this to your hair if you want long, healthy hair. If you don't know me, my name is Angelica. This is what my hair looks like. This is a wig, obviously. The first thing you should do for long, healthy hair is never use direct heat on your hair without heat protection. Now, I feel like heat protector is one of those things that a few people don't believe in for some reason. They're like, it's just a sales gimmick, it's the same thing, just use a conditioner, use any hair oil, and it's gonna do the same thing. Let me tell you something. Using oil, like coconut oil, for some reason coconut oil is popular, that's one of the things that's going to give you irreversible damage, especially if you have naturally curly hair. If your hair is naturally on the straighter side and you're just, like if you have relaxed hair or your hair is naturally straight, if you use a heat protectant, you may not see the damage immediately. You'll probably see it after a while when your hair just seems like you can't get the frizz down and it just starts to break and get damaged. But when your hair is curly, you can usually see the damage immediately after you wet it because it doesn't curl back up the way it used to. A lot of that is because if you used oil, you literally deep fried your hair, okay? You fried your hair with the flat iron or the curling wand, okay? Use heat protectant. It can be a spray, it can be a serum, it can be both. Personally, I prefer a spray for the blow dry section and then a serum for the flat iron section, but that is up to you depending on what heat tools that you use. Skipping this even one time can lead to severe damage. Now note that I said direct heat because if you, for example, deep condition your hair under a heat cap or something related to that, like going in a very hot shower, not washing your hair with very hot water, but just being in a very hot shower, that's indirect heat. So it doesn't really affect your hair in the same way, but direct heat specifically with metal tools is where you'd see the most damage. If you skip a heat protectant with a blow dry one time, honestly, you can get away with it. But using a tool like a flat iron or a curling wand where there's actual metal, whether it's titanium or ceramic, by the way, titanium will cause more damage, especially if you don't know how to use it. That is what's going to really get you the most. So please, if you're going to use heat, use a heat protectant. The second thing you should never do if you want long, healthy hair is, this is related to the first one, but this is a tool I believe should not exist. It existed for a while. I feel like around the time when I was like 16, 17, there was a huge surge of these products and they were super popular and everyone was using them, and then everyone realized, wait a minute, this is actually damaging, let's not do that. And then they went out of style, and for some reason, the past year or so, they are back and they are popular. Please stay away from them. These are wet to dry tools. Wet to dry styling tools. If something is metal, do not go wet to dry. I don't care if it says this is the safest wet to dry tool on the box. You can use this flat iron on wet hair and it's going to dry your hair. It uses steam along with the plates. Do not believe the box. Avoid it. The only thing that I have not personally tried that I think is fine to go from wet to dry is something like the Dyson Airwrap, because it's using air. It's basically a blow dryer that curls your hair, and while it does get hot, it's not necessarily the same thing. I would still advise against dripping wet hair to dry with that, but that would be a safer bet. But a flat iron or a curling wand that promises to dry your hair and straighten it at the same time, please stay away, okay? You can just use the same tool but on dry hair. Just blow dry your hair first or air dry it if that's your choice. I prefer to blow dry because you use less heat to get it straight and less frizzy. Just use the heat tool on dry hair. I don't know why this has come back. I think it's all these steam pod type things that have become popular. Please do not believe the hype. Do not believe the package and the stylists that were paid to say, yes, this works with hardly any damage. Just ignore it. The third thing you should never do that is highly overlooked that could lead to you not having long, healthy hair: skipping leave-in conditioner or moisturizer. Of course, this would depend on what your hair texture is. For people like me with super thick type 4 hair, a leave-in conditioner and a moisturizer and a leave-in cream may all be the same kind of thickness because my hair is super thick. So even if I put a heavy product on it, it's not going to weigh it down. But if you have very fine or light hair, just find a leave-in conditioner. There are some that are very much like waters. They're kind of very easy sprays. So you find one that doesn't weigh your hair down and makes your hair feel the best. Please do not skip a leave-in conditioner. I think they should have just been named moisturizers, because a lot of people think, well, I already used a conditioner in the shower. Why do I have to use a conditioner again? It's not a conditioner, it's a moisturizer. You just leave it in your hair. The reason why you want to use this is because even though your hair is extremely hydrated on the inside after going into the shower and using a nice deep conditioner or a conditioner, when your hair dries, that conditioner is just going to seep out. So the leave-in conditioner kind of seeps into the hair and also helps kind of lock that moisture in from your conditioner as well. So please do not skip the leave-in conditioner slash moisturizer slash leave-in cream stage, okay? It is extremely vital, and it may be the secret to why your hair feels dry even though it felt amazing in the shower. Although there are other things that could lead to that, but that's a video for another day. The next one is something that I am guilty of, and I have done this many times, and since I have completely stopped doing this, it has made a huge change. So never do this if you want longer, healthier hair from wherever you're at right now, okay? Never put shampoo on your ends, okay? Unless your hair is 1 inch short and it's impossible to avoid that, do not put shampoo on your ends. If you feel like your ends are still very oily, you still should not put shampoo on your ends. What you need to do is put the shampoo on your scalp, because that's where it works best. That's where there's clogged follicles. That's where it really needs to clean your hair. Your ends are not actually producing any oil. It's just product that you put on it. So if you have to get that out and you feel like your ends still feel oily, lather the oil off your scalp, lather, make sure your scalp is super clean, and then bring that lather down to the rest of your hair and then wash it down. But do not put shampoo directly onto the ends of your hair, because it will really strip your hair and make it feel so dry. And even though it feels soft in the shower, that could be one of the things that could lead to your hair feeling dry when you get out of the shower, even after using a leave-in conditioner. It is just not necessary. Now what I do is I only shampoo my roots, and whatever lather goes down rinses the rest of my hair. And like I said, if I did something like a hot oil treatment and I feel like my ends are still oily, I just make sure to run extra lather from my scalp all the way down to my ends without actually putting any shampoo on my ends. The next thing you should never do to your hair if you want it to be longer and stronger and healthier is something that I'm seeing a lot of people doing now, specifically on TikTok. And this is using any essential oils directly on your scalp. I don't care if it's rosemary, peppermint, tea tree, lavender. Even if you feel no tingling sensation, absolutely nothing when you put it on your scalp, do not use essential oils directly on your scalp, because you might not see any side effects today, but even 6 months down the line, you could see side effects. And it's not just side effects like your hair breaking, it could literally be a side effect that affects your health. Depending on what oil you're using, it could actually make you sick. Always use essential oils diluted into a carrying agent, usually an oil, but it can also be something like a shampoo. If you put 2 to 3 drops of rosemary oil or peppermint oil in your shampoo and you wash it, that is fine, but never put it directly on your scalp. I'm seeing so many people saying, I put it directly on my scalp and actually I'm seeing amazing benefits. It feels great. My hair is flourishing. Just because you're seeing positive effects now doesn't mean you won't have negative effects down the line. So please do not put this directly on your scalp. If you want more tips like this, watch this video here that you probably like. Hit the subscribe button if you did it in the beginning. Like this video if you liked it, so the algorithm knows that you like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!